Good morning and welcome to Kid News. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, April 18th, 2022. And we begin with a professor of natural history calling the find absolutely bonkers and gobsmackingly beautiful. He's referring to the leg of a dinosaur that scientists believe died on the very day the infamous asteroid hit 66 million years ago, wiping the prehistoric reptiles from the face of the Earth. The perfectly preserved Dino drumstick was found during a dig in North Dakota. Scientists say it can be accurately dated to the time of the asteroid's impact because it was discovered with space rock debris that only rained down in its immediate aftermath. The dig was filmed for the BBC documentary Dinosaurs: The Final Day with Sir David Attenborough. Today was the day masks on mass transit might have gone away, but because of the uptick in COVID cases around the country, the CDC has decided to continue requiring face coverings on planes, trains, and buses until at least May 3rd. Shows on Broadway in New York City will mask up even longer. They're keeping the mandate in place until May 31st. In other COVID news, Pfizer says it will soon ask the FDA to clear a third dose of its vaccine for kids between 5 and 11 years old. And as for testing, we might be done shoving Q-tip-like swabs up our noses. Last week, U.S. health officials approved the first coronavirus breath test. The machine's about the size of a small suitcase, can be used in both doctors' offices and mobile sites, and gives results in just 3 minutes. Cincinnati Reds pitcher Hunter Greene is making headlines for throwing record-setting heat on only his second start in the majors. 39 of the rookie's pitches hit or topped 100 miles an hour when he took the field Saturday against the Dodgers in Los Angeles, and that's the most by a pitcher in Major League history. Making the night even more special, his family was there, and he was pitching only 15 miles away from where he starred on his high school team at Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks. Sometimes messages in a bottle are for fun, sometimes for science, and at least this once for saving lives. In a story that reads like a movie script, a ship carrying 6 sailors went down off the coast of Brazil. All made it safely to the shore of an uninhabited island, but were then stranded with no way to tell loved ones where they were or how to reach them. So they wrote a note, slipped it into a water bottle, tied it to a life preserver, and threw it into the ocean, hoping someone would find it. A fisherman did and passed it on to the Brazilian Navy. 2 weeks after getting marooned, the sailors were rescued, dehydrated, but otherwise okay. They say they survived by catching rainwater and rationing what little food they had. Harry Styles is a singer, model, and now a record holder. According to Guinness, his hit single, As It Was streamed more than 16 million times in the first 24 hours on Spotify, the most ever for a male artist. Adele holds the all-time single-day streaming record with 19 million. As It Was also dropped with a music video reportedly made by a creative team from Ukraine. Harry's single is a track from his upcoming album, Harry's House, his third solo project since leaving boy band One Direction. In other Kid News notes, if your parents or guardians seem extra stressed today, it might be because today is Tax Day, the day every year when Uncle Sam expects all working Americans to pony up and help pay for roads, schools, and health care. Tax Day usually falls on April 15th, but because Washington, D.C. celebrated a local holiday that day, the deadline moved to today, the 18th. Today is also the running of the 126th Boston Marathon. 30,000 people are scheduled to participate, but despite qualifying, 63 runners from Russia and its ally Belarus have reportedly been told they can't lace up because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Before we get to our quiz, a heads up for teachers that a new critical thinking worksheet, our April Kid News Noodler, is now up on our website at kidnews.org. We've also sent it out via email. Now, today's quiz. Scientists believe the asteroid that took out dinosaurs hit Earth how many years ago? 66 million years. We all have to continue masking up on mass transit until when? May 3rd. What helps save sailors stranded on a deserted island? A message in a bottle. What pop star now holds the record for most streams by a male singer in 24 hours? Harry Styles for As It Was. In today's Kid News Kicker, the world's oldest gorilla just celebrated her 65th birthday. Fatu arrived at Zuberlin in Germany in 1959 when she was about 2 years old. And while lowland gorillas like Fatu only live to about 40 in the wild and 50 in conservation, she has outlived and outlasted all expectations. The zoo called her a living legend and said she has a large fan base throughout Europe. Fatu species is native to Africa and is considered the largest of the great apes. They can reach 6 feet tall, 500 pounds, and have an arm span of 8 feet. Before we go, we want to shout out our terrific teachers and their classrooms, starting with Mrs. Katie at Blount County Learning Center in Cleveland, Alabama, Ms. Kyle at Royerton Elementary in Munis, Indiana, Mrs. Garcia at Stone Oak Elementary in San Antonio, Texas, Miss Einspar at Meehan Elementary in Belvidere, Illinois, and Miss Groner at Doby's Bridge in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Thanks for listening. Parents, please check your email for a few ideas for Teacher Appreciation Week. And we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.